All right, we've got exciting stuff going on, including an X-class solar flare, and including all kinds of, I've been vanishing, all kinds of interesting stuff going on. Will there be a coronal mass ejection headed toward the Earth? There have been a series of coronal mass ejections since yesterday's video. Let's get into it, all you spaced out viewers. So the first thing we're checking out here, and by the way, happy Easter. First thing we're looking at here is the pressure from Earth's magnetic moment from space. So our geospace magnetosphere movie here showing fairly nominal pressures. Nothing too exciting going on, although we are seeing a continued elevated solar wind speed. So there's an ongoing coronal hole high-speed stream here. We'll get to the real-time solar wind momentarily. Now that we've looked at 4 hours of Earth's magnetic moment from space, here's Earth's magnetic moment from the ground, giving us insight into things like where the magnetic pole is located and so on, giving us ideas as to where the most likely places to see aurorae, power line induction, railroad track and pipeline induction. Geospace Delta B changes to Earth's B field the last 4 hours there. Ground magnetic perturbations, Earth's magnetic moment from the ground scaled in nanotesla by the Space Weather Modeling Framework. KP index only at 2 here. It's geomagnetic calm conditions, fairly uneventful. And let's go to the real-time solar wind to see what's been going on with that. We've seen a bit of a drop-off here, and a recent uptick, actually. Since we did our last video, actually, the solar wind has come up about 12 kilometers per second to 512 kilometers per second. Solar wind density here now at about 7 protons per cubic centimeter. That is a high-speed coronal hole wind stream, which continues. Next, we're going to look at cosmic rays real quick. The Opacity Neutron Monitor showing a slight uptick in cosmic ray flux over the past 30 days. Barentsburg Neutron Monitor showing a slight downtick over the past 30 days. Almost flat on the 30-day chart at Barentsburg. Let's go farther south to Athens, Greece. Interestingly, at Athens, we see a significant uptick here over the past 30. About a 3% uptick there in the past 30 days at Athens. Let's go farther south to Mexico City. And we see a bit of an uptick there at Mexico City as well. Interesting indeed. Let's go back farther north to Oulu, Finland. There's the Oulu Neutron Monitor. Quite flat here over the past 30 days at Oulu. And then we're going to go as far south as we can get. DOMB and DOMC Antarctica. Slight uptick now at DOMB Antarctica. And a slight uptick at DOMC as well. So that's your cosmic ray report. And let's look at a bunch of other data here. Relativistic particles around Earth not showing up from that X-class solar flare. And let's get into some visual analysis here. We're having a little bit of trouble loading the Gong 2 data, so that's the current imagery that we have for the heliospheric current sheet. It says September 8th, 2006. I have no idea what it's talking about. And here's the GOES magnetometers. Again, we can expect some higher readings in this as we forecasted yesterday. It all has to do with the magnetic field lines that we're able to see on that Gong 2 data, which is not showing up today. Some breakdowns there in the data. So also we're not getting the line of sight ecliptic plane field plot or the coronal hole line of sight plot. So let's move on here and cite the fact that the likelihood of additional X-class solar flares remains. Sunspot 2993 and 2994 are a massive system of sunspots up here in the northeast. We thought they were going to be called 2992, but this group down here was named first. So likelihood of major flares, very high. There was a point where it reached 100% because there was an X-class flare. Did you know that we have videos on BitChute as well as on YouTube? Yeah, we set up an account there because of the possibility that our channel would just get deleted entirely because things we say are so subversive, because citing facts on YouTube is very dangerous in the year 2022. So we set up a BitChute page, and we've been putting up exclusive content there. Content that you can't see on YouTube. So this particular video, the one we're creating for you at the moment, this is a YouTube exclusive. Look for the BitChute channel for some BitChute exclusives. More of those coming soon. Also, thanks to our Twitch followers. So congratulations on realizing the channel exists on Twitch. And I thought we were streaming live there. Apparently we're not. This is this is a recorded video. So let's move on. Twitch.tv/SmashOmash, the most common place for us to live stream. We've already live streamed once today. Next, the Smash Team and SmashOmash.com. So if you'd like to support the channel, become a member of the Smash Team, just click this link on our homepage at SmashOmash.com. There's also a link up here to the Smash Team, similar to Patreon, just superior in its capabilities. SmashOmash.com/Smash Team. And we've just put up a post only for gold and silver paid subscribers. The best value is the gold annual paid up subscription. Thanks to everybody who signed up. And I would remind you that in 2019, a crack YouTube unit was sent to social media prison for a crime we didn't commit. We promptly escaped a maximum security social media stockade into the internet underground where we survive as producers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find the videos, maybe you can hire the Smash Team. Let's look at flares. Again, there was an X-class flare that happened. Peak flux was around 3:30 this morning, Universal Time. It was an X1.17 class solar flare. It was a bit of a long duration, and we've got some spectacular imagery to share with you on that. So here's 94 angstroms. And yeah, not too bad. That's the last 24 hours, by the way. Just splentacular. And there's that X flare once again. Yowzers. Here it is a little closer up. Give it a moment to play through. It is well worth it. And kablooey. So here's an even closer up image. This is actually in 10 frames per second. That's ionized helium, by the way, 304 angstroms. The last one was 94 angstroms. This is 304. And there's that X flare. There was a CME. Are you concerned about it being directed toward the Earth? Well, we'll let you know the trajectory later in the video. So bear with us. Here's 131 angstroms. One of the best wavelengths through which to view solar flares. And there's that X-class flare in that frequency. Just spectacular imagery there from the Solar Dynamics Observatory. Next, we've got a star chart for you here. If you're up before dawn, you'll see this planetary pileup consisting of Saturn, Mars, Venus, and Jupiter all rising ahead of the Sun. Mercury, now an evening celestial body to view. Be able to see that after El Sol sets. Also, here comes a solar system forecast. Happy full moon Easter, by the way. Let's advance this 7 days. And there's where things will be in 7 days. We will have a crescent waning in 1 week. Next, we're going to show you coronagraph images to close out the video. The view from Lagrangian point 1 will be on the right. That's the Soho-Lascaux C3. Lagrangian point 5's viewpoint will be on the left. That's the stereo A coronagraph, which puts Earth off in this sort of a direction. Now, I paused these videos at 1530 on the right and 1509 on the left because you can see this is the same flare here that happened at, again, 1509 or so. 1530, sometime after about 3 p.m. Universal Time. I just wanted to put that up there to give you some frame of reference. So that is not an earthly directed coronal mass ejection. It's well off to the west. The one from the X flare this morning, also not earthly directed. That's off to the east. It's also a bit to the south, as you can see here. That's the latest imagery there. And we'll just let these play through for you here one more time before we close out this video. So a series of coronal mass ejections. I don't anticipate any of those to be earthly directed. Exciting stuff going on today in the realm of space weather. There were also some massive radio blackouts and so on. We're going to show some of those features in our bonus features segment. So make sure you go follow us on twitch.tv/SmashOmash. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Congratulations on realizing the channel exists. We often have trouble finding our own videos. I know that sounds ridiculous, but What can you say? Learn to code, big tech. Anyway, may that solar wind be at your back as I sign off from the Smash News Network least busted name in news.